Hello, my name is Rick DeRico. I am the Managing Director of the happiest place on earth, the New York Biz Lab. And I also work at TransFounder, which is the second happiest place on earth. Anyway, it's my pleasure to introduce our next presenter. I find him to be one of the most inspiring people, and I'm not just saying that. His name is Chad O'Donnell. Chad, you can come on up and I'll talk about you while you just look pretty behind me. So, Chad, he's the he's the founder of a company called Registry. He was an associate coach at UAlbany, the basketball team, and he literally quit his job before the season started this year because he so believes in what he's building right now, which is a way to help connect coaches with players, specifically in basketball to start with, but then eventually in other sports. But Chad always has a smile on his face. Smile, please. Always has a smile on his face, and I seriously find him very inspirational. And because he quit his job, he has children and a mortgage. We really got to make sure he succeeds right here at Tech Valley. So give it up for Chad O'Donnell.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. My name's Chad O'Donnell, as he said, and I'm the CEO at Recruit Registry, where champions are found.
15 seconds left, no timeout.
They've got to go quickly, though. They've got to get it on the attack, going to the rim.
Sanders, drive for the tie, no good. Rebound comes out to Hooley for the win. 1.6 left. Albany by one. Purifoy is stripped, and Albany is going to the NCAA tournament for the third consecutive year.
Awesome, huh? Sports can change your life. The person who hit that shot, as some of you may know, is Peter Hooley. For the next few weeks, he's all over ESPN, CBS, newspapers throughout the area, and he's chosen as the commencement speaker at the University at Albany as a senior. I know all that because I was one of his coaches. For over 20 years, I was a college basketball coach at universities throughout the United States, including the last 10 as the associate head coach at the University at Albany, before I left in September to start Recruit Registry full-time. Recruiting is the lifeblood for college coaches. If you get good players, you usually win. If you don't, you get fired. But how do you quickly and conveniently contact and qualify the recruits you're trying to get? And that's the problem that coaches experience today. Let me tell you a story that happened to us at Albany, and this happened many times. We recruited a kid by the name of Jason Smith from Smithfield, Minnesota. And you find out about from recruiting services, word of mouth, internet, contacts. And usually all you know is their name, and they're a pretty good player. But how do you get in touch with them? What coaches have been doing for the last 50 years is calling the high school coach. So you call the high school coach like we did, you hope you reach him, you hope he works there full time, you hope he gets back to you, you hope you're an important enough school that he does get back to you. So in this situation, it took us 4 days just to get a phone number for Jason. I called Jason, he's interested in Albany. We're interested in him, along with about 30 other schools. The next step coaches take is they gotta figure out, does he have the grades to get into your school? So Jason tells us he's a 2.6 student. But like all of us did and all of us do now, we all exaggerate with our GPA a little bit, and I know that, so I figure he's a 2.4, but still someone we can recruit. Now what most coaches will try to do now is try to get an unofficial transcript for the student. But for him to do that, he has to go to his guidance counselor 30 separate times for each school recruiting him. And because he doesn't want to do that, most schools will continue to recruit a prospect without seeing his grades, which we were forced to do. So we spent a lot of money to go see him play in the summer. We watch him play in California, in Vegas, Minnesota, Atlanta, with about 20 other schools. We love him. This summer ends, now he cuts his list to 5 schools. We're one of them. And now because he only has to go to that guidance counselor 5 times, we get the transcript. And he's a 1.8 student. And we can't get him into school. And neither can any of the other schools recruit him. So you can imagine what the offices were like when you calculated the time and the money that we spent recruiting him. And it's that time and money which coaches waste again and again. Our solution to that is Recruit Registry. Recruit Registry is an app that a player can quickly, conveniently, and for free enter contact info, put up his transcript, what the coaches need to see, and even put up a highlight. And now what we do is we compile that data and sell it by sport to college coaches for a yearly subscription fee. And now what used to take them weeks and months to do, or a whole summer, they can do in minutes and hours, because they can quickly call a prospect, check out his grades, and even see him play. Our mission is to have over 80% of the data that college coaches need. Our belief is that if we can help one school in one sport find one prospect and save time and money doing that, then our service has paid for itself many times over. Because the average college spends anywhere between $500 and $25,000 to get one commitment. College athletics is an $8 billion industry, and that doesn't even include the NCAA tournament or College Bowl series. And that's why college coaches are the highest paid public employees in the United States. There are schools that spend over $1 million just recruiting. Our customers is each individual sport at each college throughout the United States, which is over 30,000. While there are competitors, they're relatively small considering the market size, and they're broken up into two different groups. There are companies like NCSA, and what they will do is they will, hello? Okay. They will reach out to an athlete. They'll tell that athlete that if they give them anywhere between $500 and a couple $1,000, they will send their information to colleges. Kids do it all the time. As a college coach, we would get that and we would throw it away all the time because it's unsolicited information that usually doesn't fit a coach's need, and almost always they don't have the talent to play there. Other competitors are database companies. Now they don't have the information, they just give you a place to store it, and then they help you communicate with the athlete. And they're actually not real competitors for us because you still have to manually input and find the information on your own. So we view them as partners, and we've developed our app to partner with them. Our closest competitor is a company called Be Recruited. We've done an independent study of their information, and they have less than 10% of the info that college coaches need, whereas our goal is to have well over 80. A lot of people say, how do you get this info? And that's where my background comes in really helpful. Two examples of the way we do that is we reached out and we're able to get prior information from prior tournaments. We also sponsor tournaments in the summer because anybody that wants to play college sports usually plays that sport at a high level in the summer. And by sponsoring those tournaments, we're able to grab that data. Our team is myself, Craig Hall, who's here tonight, is a marketing and design expert and our chief marketing officer. And Alex Finn, who's over there too, is our chief technical officer and a successful entrepreneur in the cloud services field. We're really excited about Recruit Registry. We're in the final stages of our first product development. We expect to go live within the next 90 days. And we already have signed letters of intent from college programs that want to buy our product once we do go live. We're looking for people that could be advisors, especially people that have an athletic or sports business background, potential investment, and we even have our eyes set on future employees in sales and marketing if you have experience in sports. I really appreciate your time. I'd love to answer any questions, or I'll be over on the side. Thank you. Great question. What it does is now it puts the power in the hands of the coach, and there's much more chance that a coach can find you now on our database. Well, you can imagine if you're a softball coach at MIT, think about how hard it is to find a softball student that can play sports. With our app, you can search, find somebody that has those grades, which may be all the way across the country. So it actually benefits them greatly. The student inputs the data on their own. We pre-populate some of it, but we still get their approval to actually post it. So it's all verified directly from the student.
Any privacy concerns?
Because the student is signing off to do this, and we only allow students that are 13 years or older, just like Twitter, Facebook, all those, we haven't run into any yet.
Yes. So you had that one student that was the 1.8 that you mentioned,
Yeah, it wasn't my son.
and they told you that they were something else. What stops somebody from doing the same thing in your system?
Well, in our system, they have to upload a transcript. So when they upload that transcript, either by taking a photo, by having their guidance counselor send it, we can see it there. I mean, if a kid wants to lie, he can do that, and kids do that all the time to start out. But most kids actually don't know their GPA. You'd be shocked, especially lower level athletes. They don't know their GPA. You'll ask them and they'll be, oh, I'm a C student, I have no idea. So they don't really hide it, they just sometimes don't know it.
What is the cost for the students running it for the?
Yep. It's free for the student, so we can quickly get on there, enter his information, and then we charge college coaches by sport. So at Siena, there's 20 sports. We would have 20 different licenses for each sport.
What's your cost for coaches? We say it's a basketball program at the University of Minnesota.
Yeah, University of Minnesota to start would be about $1,000 a year. For a Division III school, it'd be about $500. That's our first product. As we add our second product, which will have more features, we'll go up and probably double that cost. College recruiting is a huge business. I mean, people have private jets, all this, just to recruit. So what we charge will save them a lot of money in the long run.